A lot of simplicity for my pedal board and on my amp, and the fact that this just has reverb, volume, and tone, which is like right up my alley. It's just easier for me to dial it in. And we had it up at rehearsals for the first time before our tour, and it sounded awesome, and our sound dude was like, this is great. I really like it. It sounds really good with the acoustic guitar. So we just went with it, and Hannah, I have two of them, and Hannah got to draw like crazy designs all over them and stuff, which really looks cool too, and they just look cool, you know? What Fender brings is a really warm tone, especially with the reverb up. There's nothing I think that can beat it.
We just added the Rumble 500 for this tour, and we use a blend of that and a DI signal out front. And for me, it's perfect. You know, I feel like it reacts the way that I expect something to, and the feel is perfect. Yeah, I got a DeVille probably when I was 17. I switched between bass and guitar, and honestly hadn't played a Fender bass amp until now, but so happy with it. And with guitar amps, played DeVille with a Fender Bassman 215, an old 70s one, as an extension cab, so I love that. And today we used the Bassman 100T for bass, and it was perfect.
Well, the first guitar I ever owned was a early 90s Strat, Mexican Strat, black. And I bought it in like a little local guitar shop, and also my first amp I ever owned was a Fender Pro Junior Tweed, a little like 10-inch speaker. It's actually the same amp and that I use today, and that guitar was the same guitar I used on the first record and the first EP, which is so funny. I bought them both when I was 10 years old. I just love the small amp because you can crank it to like, so it gets real fat, starts breaking up. I just never liked big amps because since there's been monitors since I've been alive, you don't really need to be super loud. I've always loved the Pro Junior for that, and like I said, now I own two of them. We run stereo sometimes and all that, but I have like an early 90s one. That's like my favorite year, the American-made ones. And then now the band bought me 2 years ago for my birthday a 72 Telly. It's like natural finish, and it's like, I don't know, it's hard to break away from. I can't. People are like, try this, try that, and it's just like a certain tone I get. Maybe it's the wiring, it's really good quality from back in the day or whatever, but and then they sent me a gold Jazzmaster to Fender, which has been really awesome too. And our tech, Jeff Gallagher, put a humbucker in instead of the single coil in one of them, and it sounds really awesome too. So I kind of use both. Or the sound of the amp is always what you want, is something fat, rich, real full. It's not, you know, like it's not going to be too crispy. I always know that if I crank it, it doesn't get like, it gets all like warmer, and that bottom end doesn't go anywhere. So that's always something I've loved about Fender amps I've played.